game.
Are you concerned? Like, there's a lot of national media talk, and I want to play you about some Kyle Brandt. We played earlier Colin Coward. A lot of people joking about Caleb on the not hitting the targets, another sloppy practice, the interceptions. Are you worried about Caleb Williams?
No, 10 days in, install still. They haven't even put everything in. When they get it all in, they'll take what he does best. They'll have him say, hey, you think you're comfortable in this play, this alignment, this concept, blah, 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 and we hit the road and go. Yeah, I'm not concerned at all. This was expected. Brand new system, nothing pertinent from a year ago, not an easy system. And you know what? The offensive line, that's the other part of this, too. They're trying to find a left tackle, so they're rotating guys in. Jonah Jackson's missed some snaps now in the last couple of days. You got Bates in there, so there's changes going on there, too. Now, I'm not going to dismiss that as part of this either. So everybody's learning it. So it's only been 10 days of practice. So I'm not worried.
The stuff that sticks with me most, the thing that I'm most interested in, whether it's concern or just interest, is the cleanliness of the procedural stuff. Mm-hmm. Like, because if you can't get out of the huddle in time and execute a play or the snap of the play at the NFL level, you're going to struggle. And those are the only moments that leave me a little bit apprehensive. And I thought they'd made significant progress, and to hear that they were, as Ben described, sloppy on Sunday, it was a bit of a disappointment.
Yeah, no, I mean, I get your angle there, and I get that people are going to be saying those things. But, when you're the number one pick, you're going to get a lot of national attention on every vibration. So, yeah, it's going to come to roost. But, yeah, the one good thing is it's not being overlooked as, like, no big deal.
Yes, that's such a great point.
So that's why I'm putting a ton of faith in this coaching staff.
Yeah.
I mean, we saw a different Ben at the podium after practice. Yeah, he's stern and serious. And, he was disappointed.
But he didn't – what I loved the most was he was pretty transparent again.
Yes.
He was transparent about Monangai, that he's trusting him, but he went the wrong way. Like, there was a question that they said, hey, when this play happened and it got blown up, did Monangai go the wrong way, or did Caleb send him the wrong way? Or was Caleb in the wrong?
I got to look at the tape.
What's that?
The answer.
He didn't say I got to look at the tape.
Right.
He goes, Kyle ran the wrong way.
Yeah. But he says we're going to trust this guy in the fall.
Yes. I thought that was a big deal for a rookie 7th-round pick.
Yeah.
See, you can do both is the thing we've always talked about, okay? You can do both. You can be honest and also express how confident you are in the kid. Instead of saying, well, I'll go look at it. No. He made a mistake, but he'll be ready to play for us.
Right.
Like,
it's the guys they don't mention.
You can do both.
When they're not coaching them, they're done. Right?
Yeah.
If they're not getting any love, any hard coaching, they're done with you.
Yes.
This is all true.
I want to go. Let's bring in a call here. 312-332-3776. Kevin on the Expressway. You're calling for Jeff Joniak. Say hi to Jeff, Kev.
Hey, Jeff, how are you today?
Oh, I'm fantastic, Kev. Which expressway are you traveling at this hour?
I am stuck on 355.
That's a toughie.
Yeah,
stuck on 355.
That's not good, Jeff.
No, that's the easiest of the expressways.
I was going to say.
Yeah, if you're stuck on 355, man, I feel you. I feel your pain.
Well, I appreciate that, but you guys are doing awesome. I appreciate the entertainment. Before I ask you my question, I just wanted to say, you and Tom, by far the best in the business. I love listening to you every Sunday. So just keep up the great work. I'm a huge fan.
Appreciate it. Thank you for listening.
So my question, absolutely. My question for you is, I would love your perspective on, because over the last few years, we've heard they got it right. Justin Fields is this. That's going to be the year. And things are changing. What, from your perspective and your time and experience, shows you that it's different this year, that they did get it right? What are you seeing out there to show that?
Well, the big playability is always going to be his go-to, and it's going to be his get-out. It's going to be his get-out-of-jail card if things aren't going well. So that he's got some unique gifts in that regard. I don't know how to explain it other than that. His escapability and his ability to make something happen. Hopefully the downfield accuracy begins to really start to play benefits because Ben is chasing explosive plays. He's not going to always do it with his legs like a Justin Fields did, but he gets out of harm's way in a fashion that really puts a defense in a plaster situation, and if they're not, he's going to make you pay for it. So, listen, I think it's still going to take some time. This is not going to be an overnight thing where he's just going to be a sudden Pro Bowler this year, in my opinion. This is going to take some time to get through this second year and do a lot of great things along the way. He's got plenty of weapons. And if I could simplify it for him from a guy who didn't play the game, in this situation, just find your skill. That's it. There's a lot of skill on the field. I think we all agree that there, and Ben alluded to this early on in this process, a lot of catch-and-run plays. He said it in the offseason. He hasn't said it since. But a simple throw will pay big dividends. And just find first downs. That'll lead to touchdowns.
It's a transition for somebody who has played a position that's the most important position in all of sports and played it in a manner where he expected himself to do everything and others around him. Trust is an important commodity here.
Yeah.
And if he will just trust his coach and the system and all the talented players around him and the offensive line in front of him, trust, I think, is an interesting commodity. If he can kind of wrap his arms around it, take your layups, get the ball in the hands of your receivers and trust them to do some of the hard work. There will be moments when you'll have to squeeze it into a tight window and throw it down the field. But if you trust what the coach is teaching you to do and you trust the guys in front of you and you trust your receivers and tight ends and don't feel this burden to do it all yourself, that to me will be such a relief to him. It will be something that I think will pay tremendous dividends.
And we will notice what that looks like when that trust. His shoulders will relax, and he'll be playing football. He'll be just playing ball, right?
Yes.
Have you seen this in other quarterbacks?
Yeah. I mean, you've got to kind of just stomp out the feeling that you've got to do it all yourself. There's a reason why they brought Ben in for $13 million a year, and they drafted Colston Loveland at 10 and Burden at 40 or whatever it was, and gave DJ a ton of money and used the 9th pick of the draft on Rome. There's a reason why. Trust them. Yeah. Don't feel like you've got to do it all yourself. And he's got so much skill and ability and a high football IQ. If he can condition himself to do that, I think it will make life so much more easy on him.
Let's bring in Helney from Sherrville, Indiana. Helney, say hello to Joniak.
Hey, Jeff. Hey, Waddle. Hey, Silvy. It's actually Henry.
Oh, Henry. It says it does say Helney on here, right?
Well, I don't have I'd have to get my glasses
out.
But
no.
What trust you have?
Henry
spelled it out for your guy, so no big deal. Anyway, look, with Ben Johnson, I'm pretty excited, but with Caleb Williams, man, I feel like we're just doing the Ryan Pace, Ryan Poles all over again. So if anybody could please explain to me why it was okay to not interview Jaden Daniels or the other two prospects, why that was okay when we already picked on Ryan Pace for not doing the same thing with Patrick Mahomes and the baby oil guy. I would love to hear why that was okay.
Okay, Henry.
As opposed to interviewing everybody.
Thanks, Henry.
Yeah.
What do you say,
The baby oil guy was Diddy, right?
Right. I think he's talking about the massages with Deshaun.
Oh, okay.
Deshaun Watson.
Listen, I think it's fair criticism. I mean, I think it's totally fair criticism to say you should have interviewed everybody.
Bring him into the building.
Because here, this is the reason why. Even if you're dead set on player A and not player B, there may come a time in your football professional career that you have the opportunity to hire player B. So why not have already done the intel on him? At the very least,
they did interview him at the combine. They didn't. The only one they brought into house was Caleb.
I think it's fair criticism. This is the way they decided to do it, but I don't have the same feeling that Henry has about. I don't have apprehension about how things are being done with the coaching staff and the quarterback right now.
Let me ask you, Jeff, about left tackle. I know you touched on Ozzie Trapillo. Is he getting first-team reps right now because you think he's ahead? Is it because Braxton Jones has been banged up and they're easing him back? Or is this his job to lose right now?
I don't think that's the case. I think it's still an open competition, but the ramp up of Braxton Jones is part of this. Unfortunately, Karan Amagaji hasn't been able to stay out there. Hopefully, he'll be back soon too to keep a look at that. But in the end, this is still a ways from being decided. I have asked about it, so it is still something that is yet to be determined, and let it play out. They wanted it sooner rather than later, but I think in the big picture, given Braxton's injury a year ago and his starting up from this situation with a raw rookie left tackle with a right tackle experience mostly, and Amagaji, trying to figure out how to play that position, maybe they knew this was going to be a longer-term process than what has already taken place. But again, these practices against the Dolphins and Bills, I can't emphasize enough how critically important those are going to be.
Is it how many? They're only doing one. Oh,
right.
One each against each team. Yes.
Because the game itself is a whole different story. This is going to be fun to watch.
You think they'll play, guys? Because I already said I would like to see them play.
Don't know who's going to play in the game, but they're going to face each other first team reps. So you're going to get ones against ones throughout practice.
I would say this: in any other situation, I could understand kind of tapping the brakes on it. But considering the procedural issues that this offense has had, I would still like to see them. Even if you get a ton of work done against the Bill or the Dolphins on Friday,
give them a quarter.
It might happen.
Yeah,
Who knows?
I need Ozzie Trapillo to play in a game.
Yeah,
I get it. He's playing against Miami in a practice. That's not the same. Not the
My
same.
guess he's going to play in a game.
Yeah, I would think so.
Well, then if he's playing in a game, I want them lined up together. We always talk about this, the cohesiveness of the line. Let's start it from game one.
Hey, using your trained football eye, I'd be curious to hear. You always have an eye for guys that stand out that maybe not everyone else is looking at. Are there a couple of guys on either side of the football that you've seen that have really impressed you that may be flying under the radar a little?
Well, he's not flying under the radar anymore. He's J.P. Richardson.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
First of all, that throw by Bajent, and I was on the field watching this, and I'm like, wow. He threw it in the tightest of windows, and the kid snared it out of the air and spun away from maybe it would have been tackled on, but it was a 50-yard touchdown. And, when you get to head coach saying, hey, he's got our attention, that's a big deal. Still going to be hard. There's a lot of receivers here.
Yeah. I don't think I've seen a day, Jeff, where there have been as many guys that I'm excited to see catch footballs. They're too deep at tight end. They're at least 4 deep at wide receiver. There wasn't a couple years ago they didn't have 1 or 2 guys.
Zacchaeus has looked good.
Zacchaeus is really good at his role, and then with Burden. So Zacchaeus the third, Burden's there, and if he's and then your top 2 guys. So you got 6 there, and then you've got J.P. Richardson, who I don't know how you sneak him on the team, but you may have to because you may lose him if you put him on the practice squad.
Yeah. So there's still a lot of runway left here. Let's see how he does in the preseason games. My guess he's going to play well. He just looks like a tough kid, son of an NFL quarterback. Bucky Richardson, so he's a captain. There's not too big for him, that's for sure. There's an Oregon defensive back, Taishi Johnson. Is that how you say his name? This kid keeps making plays too. Made another one yesterday. A hitter, big program. Kind of like the way he's playing.
Who's the other cornerback that right now is playing for Jalen Johnson?
Nashon.
Yeah,
Nashon. He again. He's got an attitude out there.
Yeah.
He made another
play. He's got some
play.
size, too.
Al Harris knows him, so that's a big part of this, too. I'm sure he feels comfortable. Yeah, these corners, man, they have some big corners. This guy likes big players, man, both in the line of scrimmage and the secondary. So
How
those
does Tyreek look to you, Stevenson?
Aggressive.
Yeah.
Aggressive, man. He might draw some flags, but I appreciate the aggressiveness.
Yeah.
I still maintain he's the best hitter, tackler on the team, and in the secondary, I should say, in the secondary, and not afraid of contact, not afraid of challenging a receiver. But yeah, he may draw some flags that you may not like, but hopefully over time that'll also mature out of him. I still say the secondary. There's so many players in the secondary that are turning my head. They are a confident bunch, and I think that starts with Jaquan Brisker. Jaquan Brisker is out of practice way before anybody else, making noise. He's making noise all the time. He showed no signs of pulling back on his aggressiveness yesterday.
That's great.
And I'm believing what he says. He talks to us, says, "Hey, I'm not. I want, they keep trying to bring it up to him. I don't want to talk about it. This is how I have to play." And so he's really got that whole group stirred up.
It's a good question when we have Ryan tomorrow, Ryan Poles.
Oh, nice.
And it's a good question for him if they at all want him to try and scale back. I mean, you never want to coach aggression out of a player, but
you start thinking you're in trouble.
He's one of the only guys not wearing the Guardian cap too,
which is
he?
That's
yeah.
I would like him to wear it, but that's his personal decision. Before we let you go, especially since you brought up Grandma Rich, but we were going to bring this up, but we were talking about Richard Hightower. And for those who missed it, I want to play you this bite here.
Awesome.
He really sung the praises of Ben Johnson. Take a listen.
I've been fortunate. I know what a good coach looked like because I've been around all of them. So I can tell you for a fact, we got a damn good head coach here. A damn good head coach. I'm just telling you. I know what they look like. I've been around them. So, and it worked for Mike Shanahan, John Fox, Gary Kubiak, all Super Bowl winning or went to Super Bowl head coaches. So, yeah, I mean, you always, because he was on the opposing team, you always kind of knew who he was and things like that, but I had never worked with him. But I knew from afar when I watched some of his press conferences or some of that stuff, I was like, the guy's pretty sharp. But then when you work with him and you can see the attention to detail and how he meticulously looks at everything, no matter what it is, dives deep into things, all right, and has an eye. Real head coaches have an eye for things when they happen, all right, and they're able to anticipate stuff. And I'm just telling you, I'm just telling you, and I ain't sit up here and talk about it forever, but you guys just watch. We got a good head coach. I've been around a lot of them. All right, damn good, special.
Now, that's over the top praise, but instead of going and dissecting that, we wanted to know if this is an acceptable nickname for Richard Hightower.
Dick Skyscraper.
What?
What do you mean, what?
No.
Why?
Let's just call him Coach. Special teams coordinator, Richard Hightower. Come on. What's the matter with you?
Come on. Everyone's got a nickname.
Rich
really?
Hill.
What's your nickname? What's your nickname?
Double J, Jones,
Double J, yeah,
Jonesy.
Right?
Jonesy. Oh,
Jonesy. I got a lot
Jonesy.
of them.
Jonesy?
Look,
I've got a lot of nicknames.
Rich
but
Hill
anyway.
is Dick Mountain.
Right.
Yeah.
So we were going with Richard Hightower, Dick Skyscraper.
Right. Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
Can
That's
you
fine.
call him that in a game?
Would he laugh at that if
yes,
we brought?
he probably would laugh, yes.
He would.
He probably
You can't tell me that over the course of all of his time in football,
Really?
somebody
didn't
hasn't-
come over this.
Yeah, it was something
Only
like
your
that.
guy. You
Maybe
came
not,
up with it,
maybe
not him.
No, I did,
It's
but
you.
I mean, not
it's
Dick.
you. You're trouble.
Not Dick
You're trouble with a
Skyscraper,
capital T.
But maybe something else. By the way, I've got something else for you. I actually, your partner and best of friend, Tom Thayer. We were talking about Tom. We got to have Tom on one of these days.
I thought he was on every Friday. Why are you stiffing him?
Tell me.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
What?
I thought he's on every Friday with you guys.
Well,
you've been stiffing him.
You weren't on with us last week either.
I felt a little lost. I'm like, maybe I'm not loved anymore. I don't know.
Oh, you're loved.
Hey,
You're
sorry
loved.
to interrupt your thought. Go
No,
ahead. What about him?
I wanted to know if this I had a nickname for him.
And
I wanted to just listen.
I'm leaving.
Listen.
No.
You got the
It's
look
not
in your
that.
eyes.
It's not
You're
that.
gonna
It's
give me-
not that.
You're
We
gonna-
want your honest.
I want
honest
to
reaction.
know if this is accurate. Okay, I called Tom Thayer the commissioner of common sense.
I like that. That's nice. and clean.
Commissioner of common sense.
Yes, I'm fine with that. Yeah,
I mean,
that's
he
good.
doesn't.
Is that accurate,
He
though?
doesn't. He doesn't deal in hyperbole.
Oh, no,
he doesn't
no,
go
no.
from
Well,
wide swings from
There's
one
some
side to the other.
hyperbole. Sometimes there is. But
I
yeah,
am-
no, that's
I
a
said
great
he's-
one.
does it-
Commissioner of Common Sense. I
Yeah.
like that.
I said he's got an opinion about everything. Like anything. He observes and he'll make an
Listen.
opinion about
I don't
it.
think he's a hot taker, though.
No,
He's
I'm
not-
not talking
No.
about sports stuff. I'm
No,
talking
no,
about
no, no,
life
no. First
and
of
a
all-
life observer.
Yeah.
I don't know. You must have been listening through the door of my booth today because we had a.
He is a
we were doing
creeper. He is a
no,
creeper.
I
What do you
just
mean
talk-
a
I go,
creeper?
You're-
Me?
you're a broadcast
How dare you
creeper.
call me
Listen,
a creeper?
He's a broadcast creeper.
What does that mean?
This guy
Hanging out at all the press conferences.
He opened the door when I was in the middle
of course.
Oh, are you
I've
recording?
seen him,
No.
yeah.
I told you never to knock. You're welcome.
and I
No, come
didn't
in.
knock.
I had multiple recordings today. Anyway, Tom, I just discussed this with him. He sees all.
Yeah.
This is what makes him a great analyst because he sees the minutia.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody was limping off the field the other, and the guy got a big grin on his face, like, "Hi, what are you even noticing that for?" He goes, "What'd you do to your foot?" And how do you know it's a foot? How do you know it's not the knee or whatever? I could just tell by the way you're walking. What'd you do? And then he's like, he wants to know. He's like this guy, Waddle over here, trying to needle you a little bit.
I'm not trying to
Tom
needle
is a
you.
needler.
Oh yeah, that's
Not
what
a
I.
needler.
But he when I lose
Trying to
something,
get the best out of you,
when I
Jeff.
lose, what's wrong? What's wrong?
Yeah.
What'd you lose?
Yeah.
First thing out of his mouth. How do you know? How do you know just by looking at my face?
can reach it.
I don't hide it, do I?
He's the commissioner of
He's the
common
commissioner
sense.
of common sense.
He's
is,
not Dick Skyscraper. He is the commissioner.
Who's
of common sense.
that back in the day, the sleuthy investigator? Come on, help me out. I just gone.
Inspector
Sleuthy-
Clouseau?
No, come on.
Dick Tracy.
Falk.
Dick Tracy.
Tracy?
Oh no, Columbo.
He's Columbo.
Yeah.
He sees things.
Does he wear a trench coat the way Columbo
Are you saying
did?
because he's bald as well? Is that
Columbo
why?
wasn't bald.
He wasn't
Oh no,
bald.
who was
That was
but
Kojak.
Damn
Yeah.
it, with the lollipop.
Yeah.
Kojak.
Who's
Who loves you,
Columbo?
baby?
He's
Kojak is
Kojak.
who loves you, baby.
Yes.
Yeah. Jeff's more Kojak because he's investigating.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Tom is a modern day. Who would you say it was again?
Commissioner of common sense.
Commissioner of common sense.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think
What
you
would
would
we call
dispute
Jeff?
that off the air.
What would we call Jeff?
I think you would. I think you would.
We got to come up with a nickname for you next
PIA,
week.
pain in the you know
All
what.
right.
Pain
Come
in the
on.
ass?
Pain in Batootie.
All right, we got to run.
All right,
We're
guys.
late.
That's your self-imposed nickname is
No,
pain
I
in
don't
the
know.
ass?
No, sometimes I can be, but let me roll.
All right, there you
Why?
go.
What do you got to do?
You got to hit your break.
What do you
Yeah,
got to
got to
do?
hit your break.
What do
We
you
got to
Oh,
go.
I got
We're
plenty to do.
excessive right now. I could hear Tyler getting pissed on the other side here.
We don't have
Gentlemen,
a clock
ladies,
anymore.
enjoy.
All right,
Thank
see
you
ya,
for having
Jeff.
me.